Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. My name is Sarah, and today I want to cover about 20 things, don't worry, I'll go really fast, that are unique to Colombia, specifically the Colombian countryside. Yes, some of these things you will see in the cities, but my content is not about the city. It's 100% countryside, as I do not like the cities. I don't like really any city. So things that I have found just by walking around that I noticed that I don't see in very many other countries, especially in the US. Most of you who watch this are from the US. So I just want to go over about 20 things that you might see that are very, very specific to Colombia and the countryside. So the first thing that I want to talk about is water tanks. Water tanks are on almost every house. Everywhere. I'm looking around now and I can see every house has a water tank on the top. There's these big black, like big buckets, but they're like huge. I don't even know how much water they hold, but they're either on top of the house, next to the house, in the backyard of the house. Trust me. And when it comes to houses as well, you'll notice something that I noticed when I was back in the US as compared to here. Almost every house has a fence around it. It doesn't have to be a huge, big gated fence, but it will have some sort of fence with a gate, knowing that you are not supposed to cross that line because that is their property. Not every house, like everything is not everything, but the majority will have a house that has a fence surrounding it. And let's talk about houses. Almost every house here will have some sort of fruit tree, whether it is plantains, bananas, oranges, lemons. There will be some form of growing a garden in the backyard, as well as you will see random chickens. Chickens everywhere. Almost everybody has chickens, especially in the countryside. You will see them walking down the street. You will see them when you're eating. You will see them everywhere because people raise chickens. They have their own eggs. They also kill them and eat them. Very, very, very common. And we're just going to stick to houses for a little while. Tiendas. Everyone operates a little tienda. Not everybody, but you can find a tienda or a little like mom and pop shop that sell water or gummies or cigarettes or beer everywhere. You can just walk down the road and you're like, oh, there's a tienda. Do I need anything? It's right there. Go in, buy what you need. And if there's a table outside, that means on a Sunday morning or any time of day, you might see Colombians sitting there drinking beer. And yes, they do start drinking early. It's very weird to see as someone from the US, but at 10 a.m. you might see someone sitting outside drinking a beer with all their buddies. And you might see not just one bottle, but a bunch of open bottles, because that is very common here. It can be any time of day, not just in the mornings, not just in the night, and not just on their lunch break. Super common. And when along with the tiendas, there are fruit, vegetable stands all over. The other day I was in Villa de Leyva and I was upset because there wasn't a vegetable stand like on the same corner that I was staying at, because I'm so used to being in the countryside that I could walk down the street and there's someone selling vegetables. I saw a bunch today, or selling them out of the back of their car, or someone selling them out of their house. Like, you just never know. The front is a stand, tienda, vegetables, and they live in the back. Very, very, very common. While we're on food, local food everywhere. Anywhere that you find a restaurant that has Colombian food, you will find the Menú del Día. This is my favorite meal of the day because it comes with a soup, it comes with a protein, vegetables, salad, and a drink. And it is the most economical way to eat your lunch. It is also the biggest meal of the day because here in Colombia, the biggest meal of the day is always lunch. Keeps you full. Typically, I like to eat around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and then I don't eat dinner. But if they do eat dinner, it's a lot smaller. Breakfast is pretty big too, but typically I go out for lunch and I always get a Menú del Día. It's not always on the menu, but when you tell them or ask them, they always have it. And it was expensive in Villa de Leyva. Normally it is between 12,000 and 15,000 pesos. And while you are going to your restaurant, you will see that everybody walks or takes public transportation. People do have cars, people do have motorcycles, obviously, to get around, but a lot of people walk, and almost everyone will take the public transportation bus. In some of my other videos, I have showed you that you can take the bus anywhere. Like tomorrow when I leave this place, I'm going to go walk down to the street, stand on the street, and wait for the bus to pass me and flag it down and get on the bus. That is how they do. They will pick you up anywhere and drop you off anywhere. Super, super common. And also, while you're walking on the street, like I walk on the street a lot, there are no sidewalks. Very rare to find a sidewalk. People will do walk in the middle of the street. Yes, it is weird for us in the US to be walking down the street because they will hit you. Here they won't hit you. They'll honk. Sometimes they'll catcall you. but they won't hit you. And you have to. They slow down, maybe, but usually they just rear into the other lane instead of going, they go around you, they go into the other lane. As well as going into the other lane, they will pass you anywhere. They will pass you on a no passing. The driving laws here are kind of, they kind of do what they want. You could be driving up a hill on a curve, the bus will pass another bus. It doesn't matter if there's a cliff on the other side, the bus will be going fast and they will pass anybody. Just how it is here. On with buses, a bus, if it is going somewhere and it's going somewhere popular, if that bus leaves at 12, they won't leave at 12. If the bus is empty, they will sit and wait. You might not leave till 12:30, so patience, you need to have patience when coming here. You just sit, you wait, you understand? They're waiting until the bus fills up before they go. That's just how it is. You will never be, you will be miserable in Colombia if you do not have patience for almost anything, including eating out. You do have to eat, ask for your check. You have to ask, you can just sit down, but you have to ask for anything that you want. They don't come over to you like in the US and say, oh, do you need this or you need that? No, you need something, you need to flag them down, you need to tell them what you want. End of story. And it's fine. They don't, it's not considered rude here. If you want to pay, you can go up to the cash register and just pay. It's not rude either. You can ask for a check or you can just go up and pay. They don't care. They don't have the same, in the US, it's like, I don't know, I hate eating out in the US because I feel so pressured and like someone's always like making me feel rushed. Here, I don't feel that. I love the very slow living lifestyle. And when it comes to eating in a restaurant, they don't rush you out. I could sit there and read my book for hours, and unless they're closing, even then, they might not even tell you to leave. You can just sit. No one's gonna bother you. Nobody will bother you. And you don't have to feel pressured to be like, oh, I need to order more. No, you had your lunch, you can sit there. You can order another drink if you want, but it's not rude to sit and stay. They don't care. And they will probably talk to you also. If you're like me and you go to these small towns, someone is gonna talk to you. Today, some lady started talking to me. It's just how they are. They're friendly. They'll talk to you. You see a foreigner, you see someone who's not really supposed to be there, or, you know, they'll come up and talk to you. It's not rude, it's just how they are. This is something that I'm gonna do a list on things that foreigners always complain about. This is like the #1 thing, but yeah, you can't change culture. There's trash everywhere, just how it is. Not in every city. Some cities I've been to are cleaner than others, and you notice. But yesterday I saw someone driving down the street. They just throw trash out the window. You can't change it. It's just how it is, unless someone from inside wants to change. And I have seen a lot of people from the inside do change things, but that's just how it is. They throw trash out the window, and as a foreigner, your place is not to change. It is to simply observe and see without, you know, we've already changed the Medellin so much. It's so expensive right now, and I just don't think it's our place as visitors to come here and try to change a culture. So even though, yes, it's, no one wants to see it, if you want, pick it up. That should be your role. Instead of complaining, take a bag, go pick it up. That's it. But you're not gonna, that's just how it is. But there is trash everywhere. Not everywhere, not everywhere. Everything is not everywhere. Like, there's no trash now, but on the streets, on the roads, yes, you will see a bunch of trash. When you go to a restaurant here, it is very common that they still cook on a wood stove, or people have wood stoves and they do cook on wood stoves. Even when they go like camping, you'll see a lot of Colombians bring pots and they will make a fire down by the river and cook outside. It's just how it is. Because we do that when we think of hot dogs and hamburgers. Here they bring a big old pot and make soup, which is really interesting because I can barely make soup on a real stove, let alone outside. But they will bring everything they need, and this is how it is. And they will feed you. Expect to be fed. And if you don't eat it, I mean, you can say, no thank you, but I eat everything. If someone gives me food, drink, I eat it, except for alcohol. That's the only thing. I just tell people, no, and that's not a big thing. But if you deny food, it's, you know, a little bit worse than denying alcohol, because people understand a lot of people don't drink these days. So, yeah, I get fed, someone feeds me, I say yes and thank you, and that's it. This is going to be something that's going to be all over Colombia, the weather. Right now you might hear thunderstorms. I'm looking at lightning. It changes. It can be nice in the morning and a thunderstorm in the afternoon. That is all over. That just is how it is here. It's just how it is here in the mountains. It's very, yeah. Something else is every little area has their specialty. Like right now where I'm at, their specialty is longaniza, which is a sausage, and they're famous for making pottery because the soil here is very red. It's very good for making things. So they make pottery. Like this house I'm staying at is made of clay. And another house I went to visit is made of terracotta. It's the soil, and that's what this region is known for. But if you go to, say, a different region, they might be known for their arepas, or they might be known for a different type of food, like the coast. They're known for their, like, coconut rice or something, and their fish, and their fried fish. So every region has something different. Like where I was at in Guasca before, they are known for blueberries and having lots of root vegetables. So every little region has their thing. So when you go there, you will notice it, because you'll see it being sold everywhere, because that's their thing. That's what they're known for. So this is just a quick list of what I think is unique to the Colombian countryside, some things that are very interesting, and I mean, I could probably go on, but that's all I had on my list, and I don't want to make this video too long, but I also want to kind of, like, you know, give you some things to think about that I think everyone should get out of Medellin, because Medellin is not the only place in Colombia, and neither is Bogota, neither is Cartagena. So try to get off the beaten path a little bit and go to see other parts that are not super famous, because I don't know, I personally like it better, and I always have a better experience. But yes, so thank you so much for subscribing, and drop me a comment. What is something that you've noticed being here that is unique to the area that you've been in, or that you've seen, that you know, I don't know, think is weird or interesting. Maybe I'll do another one of these if you guys drop me enough stuff. So thank you so much. I'll talk to you later, and look at the sky.